please, and welcome to Hot Girl Perspective, your go-to glow-up podcast. I'm your host, Valena, here to help you become the best, hottest, most confident version of yourself. In this week's episode, we are talking about stepping out of our comfort zones, which I feel is the best way to get to know yourself, see what else is out there, and really push your limits to see what extent can you go to in the best way, to see what you're capable of. And I think that that's the best way to make new memories and add valuable experiences to your life. On the other hand, if you want to feel safe and secure and you're happy with where you are in your life and you don't want any new adventures, that's totally fine as well. But if you are here for the same journey and you feel the same vibes for 2025 of being there for yourself, but at the same time putting yourself in newer situations and trying new things, and you want to know how to get over the fear and anxiety that this process brings, why you need to do it, how you need to do it, then keep listening. Life is to be lived and have experiences, and that only comes from new things that you try. I feel so grateful for every new thing that I did last year or any difficult situation I've ever put myself in related to growth. And I just look back and I'm just like, wow, I am so grateful for my past self for having the courage to go and be in that situation and learn something from it. And I'm sure you feel the same, because when you look back at life, the new experiences, the risks, the nervousness plus excitement kind of vibe of any situation is the highlight of your life. And I'm sure you feel the same when you look back, because any new experiences or risks you took are the highlights of your life. Like, those are the stories you tell people when you meet somebody new. Putting yourself out of your comfort zone is how you get to know yourself and how you gain new experiences and how you learn new aspects of yourself. As humans, we are continuously growing, we are continuously evolving, continuously changing. I'm pretty sure whatever you used to think about certain things or topics or whatever is not the same now. Some things have probably changed. And so if every perspective is constantly changing, you are the person who should know yourself the most. That can only happen if you spend more time with yourself and take yourself to new experiences. That's how you find new aspects of your personality. And I love it. I love being by myself and discovering new things about myself. It's like I'm with a bestie and I'm just, like hanging out with her to see, oh, you like this, and oh, you don't like this, and oh, like whatever. It's just so exciting to know what you like and don't like and what makes you happy and what doesn't. At the end of the day, it's really about self-love and like a self-knowing journey. And I think that that's beautiful. If you still need more reasons and if you're still not convinced on why you should put yourselves out of your comfort zone, here's more. It's how you find new hobbies. Anything new comes from being in a difficult situation or in a situation that you've never been before. Once you put yourself out of your comfort zone, that's how you find any new hobby. Maybe a new best friend. Maybe a new life goal that ends up being your life's purpose. You get to know what you want to avoid on a bigger scale in life at the price of learning it from a smaller experience. It's basically a lot of data collection, and knowledge is power. Having knowledge about yourself is the most powerful tool. I used to love comfort and being in my known environments, but not anymore. Because it's not just about what other people tell me, but I have realized it myself that whenever I'm in a situation that is not comfortable, that's when I've had the most growth, the most fun, and felt the most excited. 2024 was the most difficult year of my life when it started, and even I think when 3/4 of the year had passed, I still felt really bad about it. I was not having fun. It was not my year. But that's wrong, because in the last quarter of the year, I realized how much growth I'd had, how I had become as a person was completely different than how I started the year. And I wouldn't miss this experience for the world, because I know that whoever I am right now, the version of me who thought that it's time to start the podcast, it's time to get in front of the camera, and it's time to do these things and achieve your goals and be there for yourself and this and that, all of this energy is because I went through those experiences and became that version of myself who could do those things for this me. So I'm really grateful to my past self who went through those things. She was really sad, she was struggling, but that's what got me here. 2024 was the most difficult year, but it was the year that I've had the most amount of growth in every single aspect of my life. And most of all, my relationship with myself. And once you get to that point, I promise you guys, it feels so good. Everything's worth it. I know my likes and dislikes likes better. They're not according to what Instagram shows me or what Pinterest shows me or what other people in my life have told me. I know what I want from life. And I think that that's a huge thing. Most of my 2024 was just confusion about everything. And it ended with so much clarity. All because I was out of my comfort zone voluntarily, maybe not. But then once I understood that it's helping me, I did push myself to do more. And in 2025, I want to push you to do more because I want everyone to feel so good about themselves, get to know themselves better, and have a wonderful year filled with growth and self-love. I'm sure I've given you enough reasons on why you need to do it or at least consider it, and here's how to do it. The first and the simplest step is to watch others. Find a comfort creator. This thing that's going on TikTok and Instagram nowadays, where you find somebody who's putting out their daily life, who's very relatable, who's talking to you, taking you through their day. A lot of people have a 75 hard series or anything else, like a glow up in whatever days. They have some self-growth series going on. Find somebody like that who inspires you and whose journey you're a bit attached to, and you watch them do it. It personally gives me a lot of motivation and makes me feel so good, and at the same time I'm rooting for that person as well. And I think looking at others doing it, you feel like you're not alone. There are other people who are scared to do it. There are other people who are just as nervous or maybe more, but they still show up for themselves, and it inspires you to do it for yourself as well. And then even if that person is not right in front of you, in your head, when you do those things for yourself, you're just like, I'm doing it. I know that she is doing it as well. And it's just a mental group in your head of girlies doing the best for themselves, and you feel part of a community. You feel like you're not alone, and it gets easier and easier and easier. But the first step is to take inspiration and get motivated and feel and know that you're not alone. Once you find enough motivation and courage, start slow. Nobody is asking you to directly put yourself in a situation that's like a huge drastic change. Nobody is asking you to do that. You can start slow. Maybe start by going to your favorite coffee shop alone. Not with your best friend, not with anybody else, but just by yourself. Take your laptop, maybe you can work there, take a book, or just sit there listening to music, but do it by yourself. I've also started kind of tweaking my vocabulary. I don't say do it alone. I'm trying to get myself to say do it by myself or do it by yourself, because I think that sounds more positive. If not the coffee shop thing, then maybe you can try going to a new workout class by yourself, and you don't even have to go to a different gym. You can go to the same health club that you maybe go for Pilates, but this time you don't go for Pilates. Maybe you go for some yoga class, or you go for something different, something new, where there'll be new people, a new room, but it's still a controlled environment because it's the same health club you go to anyway. So, you make mini changes and you start small. You slowly start putting yourself in new situations, and once you get the hang of it, you up the stakes every week or every 2 weeks or every month, whatever works for you. I usually go for Pilates in my health club, but this one time, like just a few days ago, I went for my first bar class. It looks so aesthetic. It's that Pinterest ballet pink vibe, and I really wanted to go try out that class. I knew nobody. There was barely anybody my age, and I had so much fun. I felt like a princess. I did like the little hand things, like when you hold the wooden bar that's in those ballet classes, and then you're like posing and lifting your feet and being a ballerina. It wasn't a ballet class, but I would describe bar as a combination of ballet and Pilates. But yes, I did that and I loved it. Now I know I like bar, but I also know that I love Pilates more. It's more fun with the machine because you're swinging here and there. But that's the thing. You put yourself in a new situation. Doesn't have to be drastic, but you can regularly up the stakes. My third tip on how to get out of your comfort zone is affirmations or journaling. Yes, it might sound boring to some people and some of you might be rolling your eyes, but trust me, it does work. And I'm sure you've heard hundreds of people say this to you, that it works. It's boring, but trust me, it works. Yes, it does. That's why so many people are saying it. And this is something that has helped me a lot. Another thing that I have realized is you don't have to make it a daily routine. Like, it doesn't have to happen 365 days a year of you saying affirmations or of you writing something in your journal. You have to go with the flow of your soul or your mind and body and see what's suiting your energy more. For example, in my own growth journey that I've had in the past few months, there were some months when I needed the support of all of this, and I knew that I'm not able to manage my emotions, so I forced myself to sit down and journal, and it helps. Right now, I don't feel the need to do that. Right now, I will probably talk to myself in the mirror, so I will do that. But I'd highly suggest that if you've never done any of these things, or you don't know yourself enough to know what would work best for you and you haven't tried them enough, then I'd highly suggest starting out with some, like, let's say 5 affirmations and just doing morning pages. Morning pages is when you wake up and you write 3 pages in your diary. The sentences don't have to make sense, the words don't have to make sense, it's just a brain dump. And it has helped me a lot, especially if you overthink, and it's easy to get out all of the things that you're thinking, that maybe you're anxious about, that you're maybe scared about, that you're feeling nervous about when it comes to putting yourself out of your comfort zone. And once you see it on paper, you realize that, okay, this is the problem and this is how I solve it. Or you realize that it's actually really stupid and doesn't even count. That has happened to me a lot of times. You also have to make sure that you're saying good things to yourself. By affirmations, I don't just mean get up in the morning and just say, I am strong and I am capable and this and that. Of course, do that. It works. But it has to happen throughout the day. Like when you're talking to yourself, or just even in your head, just your thoughts, only say good things to yourself. Look at yourself, hype yourself up. Just when you maybe make the best coffee or the best milkshake, then tell yourself, like, I'm so cool, this is so amazing. Hype yourself up, give yourself that energy. You dress up nice, you do your makeup nice, just look at yourself and be like, oh my god, I am so good at this. I am so good at this. My nails look so good. I'm the perfect nail color picker. Like, whatever, okay? It might sound stupid to you, but it helps so much. I'm honestly a bit teary right now because I feel so proud of myself that I'm showing up here right now and doing the things that I know future me would be so thankful for. And I'm also doing it for the past me who went through the difficult things. And if she got through those, it's my responsibility to do all of these things now. But anyway, all of these feelings of feeling emotional or grateful are here because I am, making sure that my talk to myself is positive. So affirmations is not just in the morning or before you sleep. It's throughout the day. Say good things to yourself. And if you feel like it's too cluttered in your head, journal. It's gonna help you. My next tip is to use the 3-to-1 method. It's when you're procrastinating or when you're too scared or you're too anxious to do something. Let's say you're laying in your bed and you're not able to get up. You're still scrolling or you're just lounging around and you just want to get up but you can't because you're lazy. You just say 3, 2, 1 in your head. And you get up at the 1. You can say it out loud or you can say it in your head, but I've been doing this. For example, let's say I'm sitting on my work table, I'm scrolling and I want to get back to the video that I was editing, but I'm still scrolling, and then I'm just going to be like 3, 2, 1. I switch off the phone. Sorry, not switch it off, but I keep the phone aside and I get back to work. Let's say you're not able to find the courage to step out of the house and go for a run because you've never gone for a run before and you're going alone and it's just awkward. You feel awkward. You feel like people at the ground or at the track might be looking at you and judging you and this and that. You can't get yourself to go. Say 3, 2, 1 and just step out of the door. I think there's some scientific explanation behind it. You can also search it up on Google, like the 3-to-1 method, and it's going to come up with a bunch of details if you want to learn more about it. But I've heard these from other people. I've read about this in some books and I've seen that it works. Sometimes it doesn't when you're too lazy, but most of the times it does. Because I think the scientific reason is when you do that, there is some timer / pressure kind of a thing created in your head that, oh, this has to happen, and then you just do it. So if you're like stuck at the last step and you're just like, I'm not able to push myself ahead, just say 3, 2, 1 and then just go ahead, do it. The last tip that I have to help you get out of your comfort zone is to just say yes more often. It gets you everywhere. It gets you to meet new people. It gets you to new experiences and situations. I've tried it. It might get a little tiring because you're saying yes to everything, and it might get a bit hectic because I had this one week where I said yes to everybody and everything that I came across. I did get very tired and lost a lot of energy at the end of the day, but it did feel good because when I got home and when I'm on my bed about to go to sleep, in my head I'm just like, wow, I went here, I met met this person, I went to this new cafe, I tried this new class, I did this new thing. And it's a new memory and you just feel proud of yourself that you put yourself in that situation. Basically, it's satisfying. Yes, you're tired, but you're tired because you did something for yourself and it was great. Whenever you say yes, whenever you put yourself out there, you never know what great opportunity or experience might come your way. Maybe you meet the person that you were meant to meet who's going to help you out with your business project or fund you for something or help you out with something that you wouldn't have met if you were just sitting in your room and thought that, no, you don't need a baking class anyway, because who are you going to bake for? Do you get my point? Like, you go out, maybe you meet somebody new who's going to help you out in your school project, or maybe you get to a place that becomes your new favorite hangout spot to read your book by, and there might be just so many good things that can come to you if you put yourself out there. They can't find their way to you if you're hiding in your room always. So just say yes to things more often, whether it's a new class, whether it's a, like a walking group, whether it's a person asking to meet up with you, or you see a promo for, let's say, a Zumba class or a Pilates on the beach for which you have to pay $10. Do that. And I feel like in today's world and society especially, there are just so many cute, safe, girly things to do where you will definitely find more people like you who are just there to grow themselves and put themselves in a new situation and get themselves out of their comfort zone to just try new things. And with the wellness and self-growth industry growing so much, and it's basically a trend on social media everywhere, you will see more girls out there trying to do these things for themselves, and then it becomes like a nice cute little group, and it gets so motivating where you see all of these people show up for themselves, and then you feel proud for yourself because you are there too. I mentioned something like this in one of my previous episodes where I was talking about the Pilates class that I go to, because every age group, every person is showing up for themselves and it makes you feel good. Say yes more often, because if you don't put yourself in new experiences, if you don't put yourself in new situations, you're going to be in the same situation that you were in yesterday. You're going to keep living the same life if you don't do anything new. This is it for now. These were all of the tips that I had for you that I'm sure will help you at least get started on this journey. And if you want more, we can definitely get a second part for this one. I would love to talk about this because the experience that I've had, I definitely want more girls to have the same. As girls in this society, we have to be there for ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to be our number one person. And for that journey, for that process, I would do anything. I would talk about it forever. I really hope that this helped you and that I was able to motivate you at least a bit to go out there and step out of your comfort zone, to try something new so that you don't stay stuck. New is fun, new is exciting, new is just perfect. If you liked this episode, give the podcast a follow, give it a rate and review. It would mean a lot to me. If you want to watch your own video, you can go subscribe on YouTube, and also follow the Instagram account of Hot Girl Perspective if you want to have quick bite-sized content pieces and if you want to get updates. I will talk to you next week.